the Thunderbolts. Welcome back, my Tuts. Welcome back to another quick editorial where we will be talking about the Thunderbolts. Spoilers ahead. You are fully warned. Spoilers. I waited a while to make this video. I'm not gonna lie. I watched this opening night, but I wanted to talk about it. Full spoilers. The new Avengers. Dun 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 dun. That's not even the Avengers logo. So the movie starts off as Yelena has a monologue talking about how she feels a void. She feels a void. Do you know what a void is? A void is something when you feel emptiness. You feel emptiness. Like you've been avoiding your problems. This movie was really deep, man. It talked about depression. It talked about how you need to be with people. You need, even if it's hard to be depressed and sad, being with people makes it better. You know? And that message really touched me. This guy riding his motorcycle or his super sports car, driving around. Anyways, the movie was amazing. It was way better than Captain America: Brave New World. I completely enjoyed it way more than that because this movie had a great beginning, middle, and end. So, Black Widow Yelena, she's talking about how she feels a void, and she's doing a mission, and she is doing a mission for Val. She's doing a mission for Val, right? This is not going to be beat for beat. It's just going to be kind of what I remember of the movie. They end up in a compound, where they are supposed to destroy all the evidence of Val being a terrible fucking person. You know, she's doing a lot of human testing, and people. That's a big no-no. That is a big no. Don't do that. They're deleting all the evidence, right? And so you're supposed to think that she's just sending Black Widow. You're supposed to be thinking that she is just gonna be sending Yelena to follow Ghost, because that's how she explains it, right? You're gonna go follow her, and you're gonna go see what she wants to steal from me. But in reality, she had this conversation with all of them. She had this conversation with Ghost. She had this conversation with Taskmaster. She had this conversation with Agent, what's his name? John Walker. She had this conversation with John Walker as well. Fix the mic right here. She had this conversation with all of them because they all were sent with instructions. We cut to the compound that they are supposed to go in. Val completely sets them all up because they all think they are there to enter freely, you know. Yelena follows Ghost, and she thinks that she's gonna get her and kill her or whatever. But that is a mistake because Taskmaster is there. Boom, boom, boom. And I guess Taskmaster was there to kill John Walker. John Walker was there to kill Yelena. And he was there to kill Yelena and Ghost. While Ghost was there to collect information. No. Ghost was there to kill Taskmaster. Yes. I completely botched that because Ghost headshots Taskmaster in the first 6 minutes of the movie. What? Spoilers. There's a Taskmaster cut out there, by the way. This was not. We'll get into that later. Taskmaster dies 6 minutes into the movie. Does not say one word. I gasped. I audibly gasped in the movie. That went. What? How? Already? She's in all the posters. They tricked us. modified to mess up her powers. Meanwhile, in the corner, there's this guy named Bob. And what is Bob? What is Bob? Who is Bob? Who is Bob? Bob is Centauri. Centauri. Do you know who Centauri is? Me neither. We learned about him in this movie. And he's pretty much like all the Avengers wrapped into one. That's what Val says, literally. So, what they did was they were human testing on a bunch of people. The super soldier serum, another version of it, I guess. Like a super high-tech version that makes you like Superman, because this guy was like flying. This plot was pretty much what they did in Secret Invasion, if you think about it. Because why don't they tell us what they never... For Secret Invasion, I know nobody watched Secret Invasion on Disney Plus, but let me just bear with me, okay? For Disney Plus Secret Invasion, the finale pretty much gives the daughter of... God damn it. I know you guys watched Captain Marvel because Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Do you remember the Skrull bad guy in Captain Marvel? Okay, he had a daughter. That daughter's name is Gia. Gia is in Disney Plus TV show. And she is played by Emilia Clarke. Who was in House of Dragons in Game of Thrones. Okay, you're following me along. So the plot of that show was that at the end of the day, the Skrulls wanted to get the Super Skrull serum, right? And what the Super Skrull serum was gonna be was all the Avengers' powers wrapped into one. You're following me? Gia gets this. Spoilers, by the way, Disney Plus has Secret Invasion. If you didn't watch it, bro, I'm sorry. What do you want me to do about this? This is pretty much Sentry. What did Sentry get? Did he get the Super Soul? He got the Sentry serum because they have it in all the papers. Like it's called Sentry. My question is, who wins, Gia or Sentry? Because Gia is literally all of the Avengers wrapped into one. Like even Thanos, I'm pretty sure she even like shapeshifts into Thanos for a little bit. Like her arm. That's one of the questions that that movie just made me raise this question. I lost the plot. Where the fuck was I? I was in the beginning in the compound. Okay, so they all figure out they're there pretty much to kill each other. And Bob is like, I'm just Bob, I don't know anything. Yada. Red Guardian had a conversation with Black Widow Yelena before she even went to go do this. And he was like, yeah, I kind of miss being out in the adventure and stuff like that. I wish I was in the I wish Valentina would call me to do stuff like how you do, you know? And she was like, I don't think you do. She doesn't feel fulfilled by it, pretty much. She wants to be part of something special, like an Avenger. And so, that's why Yelena agrees to go to this compound thing for Val, because Val is like, okay, you want some more public stuff? Do this last job for me. Yeah, she was gonna have you kill Yelena. Anyways, we move on from that. And Valentina is like talking to her assistant about, I guess she has cameras in the compound and she can see them moving around. And she sees that they all start working together. So she's like, this is not working. We're gonna have to turn the heater on. And by the heater on, she means she's gonna burn them up. She's gonna burn them alive. Okay. It starts getting hot, and then they like all work together to turn off the heater sensors or whatever. And they escape by going like up a thing, climbing in a little like star shape, kinda the asterisk shape, in an asterisk. They walk holding hands in an asterisk type shape. on with Bob, how he left them, and how Valentina has been testing them this whole time. Do you remember I was talking about how Valentina was gonna be tried by, she was being tried, and that's why they were burning up all the evidence. Yeah, well, it turns out Bob was the human test that did work, and he is Sentry, right? And so them saying all this is proof with what the assistant of Valentina tells Bucky, because she goes, so Project Sentry did work and blah blah, this guy's name is Bob. And so Bucky does believe them, lets them go, and they form a little team. They go to New York, they go to the Avengers Tower, which was bought by, guess who? Valentina. And Valentina is there with Bob. She took Sentry there, she washed him up, she gave him a room, she gave him a costume, and she's explaining to him that she's pretty much his mama, and that he should do everything that she says, because she is the reason that he is the way that he is, that she fixed him and all this. Bob was a drug user before this. He was a drug user, and he, obviously, that's why he went into this program. They said they could fix him, they said they can help him, they said they can make him stronger. He believed it. He drank the Kool-Aid. And so, you know what? He drinks the Kool-Aid even more. Because he completely puts on the costume, and he even dyes his hair blonde. And when the Avengers, the new Avengers, we're still calling them Thunderbolts at this point, because the whole movie they're called Thunderbolts. Because of Yelena, she was in a soccer team, and they were a shit soccer team when she was little. They were called the Thunderbolts, blah blah blah. Anyways, they pull up to the Avengers Tower. They're like making a mess. They break in through a wall. Valentina comes in through the intercom. This part was hilarious. I just had that drywall installed. I left the doors unlocked. Come on, guys. That was hilarious. So they just go upstairs in that elevator, and they're all serious, and they try to fight Sentry. They really tried to fight Sentry, and they had the most common sense. They get their ass handed to them. They run out of there. First, Valentina's talking her shit, saying that they need to leave and that Sentry's gonna do whatever she says. Sentry's like, no, these people are my friends. Why would I do that? Why would I treat them bad? They treated me good. They helped me. And she's like, you're gonna do what I tell you to do. And so then they start trying to beat him up, and it doesn't work. Obviously, he kicks them up. He kicks them all, like he kicks all their asses. They run away, and he starts talking shit to Valentina, like, yo, why should I listen to you if I'm a god, pretty much? You said that I'm all the Avengers wrapped into one. I'm not gonna listen to you. And it's getting pretty scary, I'm not gonna lie. And she's like, oh, you're gonna listen to me. And then her assistant that's been actually helping Bucky this whole time walks in and hits the kill switch. She hit a kill switch on him. I guess they had a kill switch on Bob. She then goes, her name is Mel, the assistant. She goes, I want an assist. I want a raise. Look at these dogs barking. She wants a raise, and she goes, alright, whatever. Yada. She sends a cleanup team for the body. And meanwhile, the Thunderbolts are downstairs. They're like, what are we gonna do? These dogs keep barking. I'm losing my train of thought. So, the Thunderbolts are like, what are we gonna do? They're like having a moment of agony, right? They're all breaking up. John Walker's his shield is like a doggo because of Sentry. He folded it, and so it's just a very moment of sadness. And then we see a black, shadowy figure, like Superman but black, completely, like even the face, in the sky, and he is just at whatever he aims, it turns into like shadows, and they go into their void. Oh my god, that whole sequence was insane. They pretty much show what is going on when the void is happening, is that Bob is was a scene where they just saved a little girl, and all you see is just she goes into black, into like a shadow form, and you're just like, what? I laughed. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed. But that was such a good moment right there, because you were thinking that she just got saved, because there's a big pile of concrete coming down. Red Guardian runs, it falls on him, and he saves her pretty much, right? I think that's what it was, concrete, right? Something like that. But he saved a little girl, and that happens. So that was insane. We skip forward a little bit. Yelena walks in willingly to the void. She faces her own fears. And then she goes in and she saves Bob from his own void. The Thunderbolts are all on the outside. They're like, what do you think happened? What do you think happened? Obviously, Red Guardian's very sad because that's like kind of his daughter. And they all decide to go into the void as well and help him, or help Yelena, help Bob. And this was like one of the moments, very well done, very, very well done, climax of the movie. Wow, the whole movie kind of just happened right there, because after this whole sequence of them like helping out Bob with depression, and like he's beating himself up, and then they go take him off of himself, because it really like Bob is on top of the void. The void is Bob, you know? They're inside of the void, so they're just seeing. It's kind of a mind. It's really good. And it was even better when all the Thunderbolts go and they pull him off of himself, pretty much. And they're like, it's a meaning for don't beat yourself up, you know? Don't beat yourself up too much. And sometimes it might take a group of people to help you. And that's okay. Wow, what a movie. What a movie. Anyways, they get out of the void. Everybody that was in the void comes back to life. Oh, it's like the dusting, right? And so then he completely forgot everything that happened. Once he has one of these episodes, he completely forgets everything. So that's why when they met him in the beginning, Bob didn't know anything. He completely had an episode before this. And so they're walking towards Valentina after everything, the dust is settled, and she's like, she walks a little bit forward, they follow her, and guess what? The press is right there. The press is right there. And she goes, ladies and gentlemen, I want to present to you the new Avengers. Da-da-da-da-da. Roll credits. What? And so all the credit scene is just like a bunch of thumbnails. It's a bunch of newspaper clippings of Thunderbolts, or not Thunderbolts, New Avengers, and them saving stuff and cool stuff like that, you know. The first post-credit scene was Red Guardian talking about them being on the Wheaties box, like how he had joked earlier in the film. He joked that they deserve to be on a cereal box, that it would be good to be on the cereal box, on the Wheaties, and then he's trying to get a mom to buy a box of cereal with them on the box, the New Avengers. The mom's not buying it. She goes, okay, grabs the box, and then she walks further down the aisle, drops it off. She's like, I ain't getting that shit. The second post-credit scene was filmed by the Russo brothers, and this was filmed on the set of Avengers Doomsday. So, first of all, we're already beefing with Captain America. Sam Wilson, Captain America, because what do you mean? He's trying to copyright the Avengers name. What? Who even is on your team, man? You haven't even met Shang-Chi. Who do you know? Doctor Strange is not an Avenger. You don't even like Spider-Man. Falcon. You're not getting Black Panther. Black Panther's not an Avenger. Clearly, because Shuri's got her own thing going on. Who is on your team? Who is on your team? Speak. Hulk. Ant-Man. Come on. What do you mean you're have the movie focused mainly on Yelena and Bob's relationship, with them feeling emptiness. All of them felt a sort of emptiness every time they touched Bob on accident, whether it be they touched him on accident, whether it be they helped him. There was a great scene where Captain America, John Walker, U.S. agent, Captain America, I'm over here calling Captain America, U.S. agent, helps Sentry out of the hole that they were climbing up out of, and that sends him into like his own little, you see him in his own void, and it's like, this is what I mean by I didn't cover everything that happened in the movie. His wife left him and took their kid, and it's because he was not present ever. He was never present. He was reading articles about how he was a terrible Captain America, about he was a failure, and he was just not there for his family, and that was really sad. And you see kind of everything about every little character. Like, you see Valentina's past, you see Yelena's past. You don't see Bucky's past because you already know his past. You've been there for the movies. You know he killed Iron Man's parents. Come on, we don't have to touch that again. We know that Ghost, we know that her past was her dad died in an explosion, so we didn't really need to rehash that. But Yelena's background was really sad, about her having to get a kid killed. That was pretty sad. Yeah, pretty much that was the gist of Thunderbolts, the New Avengers. I love this film. Not only did I love it, nothing really big happens in this movie, but it's really good writing. It's really good writing. I'm definitely gonna watch it again on Disney Plus once it comes out on Disney Plus. But it was very well shot, and it was very well written, and I felt really emotional at some scenes, especially that one scene where they take Bob off of himself, where he's beating off pause, where he's beating up the void. That was a great scene. That shit got me emotional, got me choked up. It can make a grown man cry. Let me know if you watched Thunderbolts. Let me know what was your favorite character. Mine was Red Guardian. Red Guardian was the best part of that film, especially all his conversations with Bucky. It was the best. I loved it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're excited for Fantastic Four. Leave a like on this video and subscribe